Let there be light, and there was light. Okay, so words of the said God. Um, yes, I would like to continue on the crucifixion, because I have done, or I don't know, perhaps 8 presentations today, and of course I have been looking at crucifixion, and I've just followed the path of the serpent, which is Mother Eve. Mother Eve does not do anything direct, or if she does, that's when it's like the rod of Moses. Of course, it has to be struck. And I don't know, perhaps 3 times, because the number 3 is so symbolic in this sense. It's all about really getting to learn those vibrations. So, yeah, the word crucifixion, we looked at crucifixion. We saw that the word in itself consists of 3 eyes. Now, I've looked at the word beginning, because crucifixion, of course, depicts a new beginning, and of course, likewise, the word sacrifice, which is our template. So, looking at those, of course, the word sacrifice has 2 eyes. It perhaps is telling us this is the eyes we need to just keep shut for whatever reason, because whatever we are going to sacrifice, whatever it is we need to give up, and so on. So we have looked at that, and we see that there is a cycle here. There's the 2 if. So there is like, what if? All these what if that we perhaps ask ourselves. By the way, if you watch any of my other videos on this subject here, I remember saying that the word sacrifice in itself has it's perhaps telling us all the things that we really need to sacrifice, like eyes, and like our face. The word face is here. In fact, I did a presentation on this called Scarface, because I saw the word scar, SCSEARE, scar, and FACE, and it's really a movie with a great degree of violence, but I watched it when it was out. And of course, there is the part where oh God, what's his name, Scarface, where he really it was seen that he had a good heart. In the end, he had a good heart because he didn't want to hurt children. That is, in particular, he was very angry when someone shot a child, from what I remember, whether it was accidentally, but the child was hurt. So Scarface, and I could not help but think that the word Scarface, or the movie Scarface, was a derivative of the word sacrifice. I felt that it came straight out of this sacrifice. And so we see that then fries and ice, and if, of course, because he said, if you hurt any children, you would have to pay for it, or however it was termed. So we could see all those things. And didn't Scarface, was there something about his eye as well? Okay, there was something about the scar on the face. All right. So there was a lot going on here with the word sacrifice. And we also, I have done a lot on the word beginning, where I also discovered a lot with the word dandelion. So beginning is, I saw it really portrayed Mother Eve like the serpent, which was, when I wrote it particularly in capital letters, it was really like the serpent going like this, going like this. This is the serpent. So beginning is the serpent, which equals 9, and sacrifice, of course, equals 10. And 10 coincides with Mother Eve's first word, where she says let. So basically the word let is to allow, or is to give way, or is to permit. And that is the same thing about sacrifice. Sacrificing is to permit, to allow, to create, or whatever it is. Here, of course, it has got a sad connotation to it. Now, crucifixion, of course, the word crucifixion has in it a reflection of sacrifice here, the IF and the IF here. So we have IF and IF here. It's in the middle. So basically, the middle word, the two IF we have here, these two eyes here, very much central in the crucifixion. And if we check or work out the numerical value right here with 969, this would be 24. This would be 15. This would be 24. This would equal 24. 999, 80, 19, 24, meaning there is the Genesis in the middle. There is people in the middle. There is person in the middle. There is actually there is a policeman in the middle. Police actually equals 33. So 3 plus 3 is 6. Yes, I remember that word. And here, of course, 33 as in Christ, who lived for 33 years, or we could say also is in the middle here. So there is a lot, and we could see, of course, as I say, the power of the F is in the middle. The word, the F is in the middle, and of course, it's like the face. Does the word face actually have a numerical value of, this would be F, which is 6, 7, and 3 is 10, 15. So 15 is 6. So face, scar face, as we have seen, face, and now we have Facebook, really is there. This is the symbol for Facebook in the middle of the crucifixion. So I'm just pointing this out. We can make whatever meanings we want out of them. Another thing that I felt was very symbolic in following the presentations that I have done in relation to sacrifice and crucifixion, it contains the numerical value is 77. Of course, add 7 and 7 together would be 14, and 14 is really of the gods right there. So do we say that the gods have crucified, or we need to crucify? I was gonna say we need to crucify the gods, or realize the gods through the crucifixion. These are just questions right there. And so, but we have 2 7s here. Now the 2 7s, as I had just covered, also are reflective of a W, the W. So the crucifixion here of Christ is really a reflection of ourselves, in that sense, how we need to be submissive, or to whatever it is that we need to crucify. So you, the word you is actually 7, and of course the W, which is another 7 here, is 2 U's. So to you, this is why we often say to you as well. That's the reflection of ourselves. Whatever we do, I do to you, you do unto me. This is again Christ's teaching. So the 2 7s here is also showing that in the crucifixion you can find wholeness. This is what I am getting from this, because 14 is denoting a wholeness. The word 14 as well is the only word that reflects itself, and it equals 41. So 4 plus 1 is 5. So basically, this is what I said, and I noticed from the onset of my presentations that the Christ teachings was really reflecting Mother Eve. So Christ being crucified on the cross to save mankind was the same story of Adam and Eve. And it is the same story to say that Eve, or this is very much the gods, the 14 gods, meaning the 9 gods of Genesis chapter 1 and 5 gods of Genesis chapter 2. And in these 14 gods, of course 1 plus 4 is 5, and it encapsulates Mother Eve. Mother Eve encapsulates all the gods. Basically, the crucifixion itself, or the sacrifice, which was with the disciples, 12 disciples, and Christ, meaning one, this is in perfection with that, because when Christ died and had, of course, they were 13, but he rose again. By rising again makes him 14. So this is why we read in Matthew, the book of Matthew, that Christ come from a generation of 14 generations. The 14 generations is the 14 that we are seeing here in this crucifixion. So another way of looking at this as well, the 2 sevens, of course, as we have seen in Revelation, or the L's, as in Mother Eve when she says, "Let there be light," and there was light. The L actually is 1 7, and it's actually 1 L. That gives us the sense of wholeness right here. Hope you can see that. So if it will, so here we have 1 7 like this and the other 7. So that forms a square. I feel I have done a presentation on looking at even the word square as well in the same context, but I won't be doing this right now. So we have the F in the middle. That is also telling us from the sacrifice template that we need to be paying attention to the F, which is 6, because it is where the fox is. So in the middle of this crucifixion, which is of 11 letters, there's the F, and the F is 6. Of course, the word 11 is 9, which 9 is also 6, but that's where we need to be the fox, because the fox is between on the template, of course, between these 2 eyes here. And of course, I see the nose, for instance, is like, or the face is like the, this is the nose bridge here. I would say I see this as central to our face here with these 2 eyes. But there is like I'm trying to think of an accent or a word that bridges. There's a bridge. I think the word is axon, or like but we have IXION, and I'm not sure exactly how to put this, but there is another word. I'm going to find it in time as well. But this tells us that there is another eye that we need to pay attention to, and that's the 3rd eye. This 3rd eye is that, of course, when we achieve that 3rd eye, this is where we see the balance of these words here, which is up to 9 letters here. Of course, ON actually is 11, equals 11. 6 plus 5 is 11, and this 11 is what we could say that Christ, Jesus, in fact, Jesus took on. The word Jesus equals 11 here. So I'm just putting this here. And as we have seen here, for instance, 9 and 9, 18 plus, so we have 6. This gives us 6. So we have 6 here. And if we add these here, let's see what happens. 3 is a 9. 9 and 9, 18. 1 plus 8 would be 9. And here we would have 6. This would be 15, 20, 26. So 2 plus 6 is really 8. So basically we would have 9, 6, 8. Of course, adding this together gives us a total of 26, is it? Let's just look at this. It's the time of day for me. Okay, so that's 15. That would be 20 and 23. 15 plus 8. Okay, 23. Of course, because we have added this here, which 2 plus 3 is 5. Just like 14, 1 plus 4 is 5. So that is correct. Okay. So the crucifixion here is reflecting Mother Eve. The crucifixion is reflecting the serpent that was cast to the ground in Genesis, the Holy Bible. So it was cast to the ground, and it was said it would crawl on its belly. So basically, we see that the crucifixion and Mother Eve, the story of Christ, and Christ has an equal numerical value of 5 at the end. So the 5 at the end, of course, Christ have held this position perfectly. Not only that 5 is at the end, but the word Christ, so meaning the crucifixion, is, which we see as the Kundalini, equals 5, and it bears the numerical value of 5 right here. So the word Christ equals 5, the word for Mother Eve equals 5, and so this is very, very interesting, because it shows how Christ how Christ merged into the or bore the emblem of the crucifixion by the name of Jesus, because the name Jesus had equal 11, and the word crucifixion is 11 letters, and the word 11, of course, gives us 9. Of course, the word sacrifice gives is of 9 letters, and also it meant that there was a new beginning. So this was an end, meaning the word end also equals 5. The word key, meaning the crucifixion, is key to having this new beginning that Mother Eve is calling us into, to be to create man in our image, when she says let us make man in our image and likeness. So of course there's the word hour, which is really crucial to all of what we are doing there, because she says let us make man in our image and likeness. The word hour is let's do this here. I think I could rub this off for now. Yes. Okay. Hour is 9, 3, and 6. So this is why Mother Eve says, let us make man in our image. Let us make man in. Now the word in is that which begins the Holy Bible. So we know that there is a cycle, a new cycle happening there. Let us make man. But it is really stated to have this cycle of which is in beginning. Now, in beginning really reflects 3 sets of in. One here, IN, of course, another IN, and another IN. That in itself tells us about the 3 letters in the sacrifice template, which equals So it really because the beginning is also in the end, so it really takes us into the new hair. It's NEW. So the word beginning in the middle, like I have just really pointed, and it's like not forgetting there's the word beg at the start of it as well. So I beg, there is a beg going on here, and there's 3. So 3 5s are 15. So this is the IN. The letter N in itself is telling you about in, because you can use the same, it is the very same strikes, hair or strokes rather, to write the word, the letter or word in. And of course we have E and W are all instrumental in the same thing. Okay, and another thing that we could do, if with the N, which looks like an 8 as well, if it were a Z, it would have the same numerical value here. So this would be 5 plus 5 would be 10, plus 8 would be 18. So that in itself is telling us that we need to be very occupied from numbers 1 to 8 here. Okay, that's a cycle in itself. So what I was saying about the 3 ins, actually, the 3 ins is really also expressing, let's get my pointer. The 3 ins is also expressing the 369, 369, 369. Although these are 5, although these are 9, when added together here, 369, 9 and 9, 18, so that would be 9 here and 9 here and 9 here. So but the and of course when we do 9, the word 9, it also becomes 6. So although we have 9 here, the 369, let's see, or I think I have kind of like just lost the trail of thought I was going to say, and perhaps it's really an indication about that I ought to let's just see, end this this presentation. But it's with Mother Eve here we have new, and I was saying about numbers 1 to 8. So numbers 1 to 8 would be 18 and 9. Okay, so we had 9 here, but 9 in the middle of 9, which is what I was about to say, in the middle of 9 would be 5. So like we have here as numbers 1 to 9. So each 9 in itself has in the middle of it, as in numerical value, 5. So Mother Eve is really in each part of these. And the word in, this is the trail of thought that I really wanted to get in. So it is indicative of the 3 cycles that we have here: the reef, the sack, the reef, and the ice. So basically we can see that there is a strong correlation with the story of Mother Eve. This template of the sacrifice of Jesus Christ is really offering us so much information. It is really truly robust. Not only that, it has just shown us about the sacrifice, it's showing us about the correlation with the crucifixion. Just looking at the time. I just really want to cover more or as much as possible with the crucifixion. So again, it reflects the 369s that we have been talking about. And so I think the crux of all this 369, when we add all the numbers together, of course, which is 9, which is beginning, but we see Mother Eve is very reflective there in this, in the middle of all of these numbers here. And that's what I feel it is about. So the number 5 in this case is really key, like our 5 fingers, our 5 senses, the 5 oceans, the 5 so many fives, 5 toes, and our 5 on each foot, the 5 circles to our face, our eyes, our nostrils, our and the mouth, and just going by the body as well. 5 fingers, as I started. The word finger actually as well equals 5. The word key equals 5. Christ equals 5. Pyramid equals 5. Lock and key, all those such words equals 5. And anchor equals 5. There's a word just looking at me right now. I think the word Noah, like a Noah. I can see I've got a 5 there. I'm not sure if it's correct, but however, this is all Mother Eve, because, and even for instance, the word no, I believe is 6, but this is the said God. Again, we are talking about Mother Eve. So let me thank you for all this. I'm looking over because it's like my screen just came on its own. I think I don't recall really touching anything, but however, it's like perhaps it's a synchronistic information that has just come up. So let me thank you. Do like and subscribe and share, and I really just really want to thank you for supporting this channel. Okay, and I hope you find quite useful information from this. Thank you.